Imagine a crime so brazen, so audacious, it defies belief. A robbery not of cash, but of culture. A heist where the most valuable treasures simply vanished, and in their place, only silence. This is the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. More than just a collection, it's a testament to one woman's vision. Isabella Stewart Gardner, a patron who insisted her art remain exactly as she arranged it. A time capsule, untouched, until one fateful night. After her death in 1924, a clause in her will forbade any rearrangement of the art. No new acquisitions, no sales, nothing moved. A promise to a formidable woman that made the museum untouchable until it wasn't.
Among the missing works are Vermeer's The Concert, followed by Rembrandt's A Lady and Gentleman in Black.
It was the early hours of March 18, 1990. St. Patrick's Day celebrations were winding down. Inside the museum, two young security guards, Rick Abath and Randy Hestand, were on duty. At 1:24 a.m., a red Mitsubishi pulled up to the staff entrance. Two men, dressed as Boston police officers, buzzed the intercom. They claimed to be responding to a disturbance. Abath, against protocol, let them in. It was a fatal mistake. Once inside, the charade ended. The officers were armed, not with badges, but with guns. They quickly overpowered Abath, then Hestand, handcuffing them both. They were then led to the basement, bound, and left. For the next 81 minutes, these two men had free rein. They bypassed motion sensors, moved swiftly, and headed directly for the most valuable pieces. The security tapes were conveniently removed. They cut The Storm on the Sea of Galilee and A Lady and Gentleman in Black right from their frames. Vermeer's The Concert, considered one of the most valuable paintings ever stolen, was lifted whole. They took a Manet, a Chinese gu beaker, and several smaller pieces. The next morning, the day guards arrived and quickly discovered the horrifying scene. Empty frames, gaping holes where masterpieces once hung. The FBI was called. The art world, and indeed the entire world, reeled in shock. This wasn't just a robbery, it was an act of cultural vandalism. Valued at over $500 million, it remains the largest art heist in history. The immediate questions were obvious. Who were these thieves? And how did they know exactly what to take? The lack of functional security footage was suspicious. Was it amateur hour, or the work of highly skilled professionals? Suspicion immediately fell on the two guards. Abath, in particular, raised red flags. He had opened the door. He admitted to having opened a side door for a friend hours earlier, another major breach of protocol. Was he an inside man? The FBI couldn't prove it. The FBI's primary theory quickly centered on organized crime, specifically the Boston Irish mob. Art, for them, isn't about beauty. It's a commodity, a bargaining chip in other criminal enterprises. Key figures like henchman Robert Guarente and Bobby V were eyed, but never directly tied to the heist itself. The trail went cold. Over the decades, tantalizing leads have emerged, only to vanish. A $10 million reward stands, the largest private bounty ever offered for stolen property. Rumors placed the art everywhere from Irish barns to Swiss bank vaults. Each lead was a glimmer of hope, each ultimately a dead end. In 2013, the FBI announced they knew who committed the robbery. They claimed the art had been moved through organized crime circles in Philadelphia and Connecticut. Yet, they offered no names, no arrests, and most importantly, no art. The irony of this greatest bank robbery that never happened is that the art was never truly liquid. It was too famous, too unique to be sold on the open market. It became a white elephant. So, if it couldn't be sold, Why steal it? Was it a bizarre collector? A misguided attempt at a ransom? A perverse status symbol for a mob boss? Or perhaps it was never about selling the art at all? Some theorize it was a deeply personal act of revenge, or even an elaborate scheme to force a specific outcome unrelated to money. The never happened aspect refers to its failure as a conventional robbery. The thieves got away with the art, but they couldn't get away with profiting from it. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist remains an open wound, an unwritten chapter, the greatest art theft in history, a staggering loss of cultural heritage, unsolved for over 3 decades. Will the masterpieces ever return? What are your theories on who committed the Gardner heist, and why? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this dive into the Unwritten File intriguing, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the Unwritten File for more unsolved mysteries and fascinating history.